Well, truly the House of Greens can be your field of dreams, and we thank the ladies for that outstanding advice. Well, now let's welcome Rick Walders, who is the co-founder of Fort Wayne's Smallest Winner and one of this year's contestants in Fort Wayne's Smallest Winner, Holly Uetrecht, and welcome to the program. Rick, let's do a quick review because this is your brainchild, year number 3, and let's just talk about how this whole thing got started and what you hope to accomplish with this outstanding program.
Was inspired by The Biggest Loser. I loved watching how people evolved from just basically learning how to exercise and eat right, and that's my passion. And a few phone calls, we gathered the right people together, and we've got this program that is just my wife and I. It's making our life complete because we're helping people and changing lives.
Now, Holly, you're one of the contestants.
I am.
What made you want to do this? When did you realize you felt like, hey, I'm kind of heavy here, so I've got to get after it?
Well, I've been struggling with my weight for about 10 years now, really with the birth of my first child. She turned 10 this May, so that's really symbolic for me because it's just crept up, my weight. And I always thought I was okay and I was not really as heavy as I was, but you know, when you look in the mirror and you see yourself and you're not happy with what you see, then how do you expect other people around you to enjoy that, or I guess you can say that. But I just knew I had a problem. I knew I wanted extra life insurance, and I actually had them send me the weight charts to see if I exceeded the weight limits before I even applied for life insurance. And if that wasn't a red flag for me, I'm not sure what was. Now, I was fine. I did exceed them, but on paper I looked great. It's just physically I needed help. So.
Now, I know that the contestants kind of work in teams. I understand a member of your team is a fellow named Dan, and talk about what kind of an inspiration he's been to you, because this is not easy, I assume, this 15-week boot camp with Mr. Walders over here.
No, it's not easy at all. It takes a lot of dedication and commitment. Dan is wonderful. The first day I showed up, Dan sat next to me, and he was so nervous, and I'm just so proud of Dan. He stepped out of his box, and if Dan can step out of his box, anybody out there can step out of their box. And he couldn't run, and he's running, and there's so many of us that aren't doing things, and we could not do things before, and now we're doing things we never thought that we could, and we encourage each other, and it's just a wonderful, and he never complains, and I whine a lot, and so I just feel like I aspire to be him. He just is very encouraging.
9 weeks in, what's been the hardest part so far?
You know, the hardest part for me, I really haven't struggled too much because it's so awesome. I've really embraced it, and I feel like with assets like Rick and Tina, the trainers, Tracy, you know, you just feel like, and Sarah, she mentioned Sarah, with the assets and the people around you, how do you fail at that? I mean, it's just really, truly a blessing. It's been an honor to be a part of it.
And Holly really gets it.
Okay.
And she has applied herself accordingly. She's taken all the tools that we've provided to her, and she's ran with them. She truly understands the heart of the program, and that's why she's here today. I'm proud of how she's taken it and ran with it.
And Rick, you know, and I know your background in personal training and sports physiology. This is a comprehensive package. This isn't about work out a little bit, run a little. I mean, it's nutrition, it's cardio. You try to get these people to work into a marathon type of mindset. So it's as much physical toughness as it is mental toughness for people to accomplish this goal, and most of these people do.
I tell them on day one there's going to be a lot of blood, sweat, and tears, and the tears part they really didn't understand when I explained that to them. But our nutrition classes become very emotional, where people share their heart and why they're heavy and the struggles that they go through and why their life isn't so happy, and they unload, and we really tear into them on why they're obese and how we're going to fix it, and it's really touching to see people become happy, complete people again.
Final question quickly. How have you changed in the last 9 weeks?
Prior to this, you know, as growing up, I was always thin, and it wasn't until kids that I became overweight, and I started to hide behind my insecurities when I got over. So now I found myself again. I found who I am. I always knew who I was, but I think I'm putting it out there a little bit more, and I'm so excited that you can see my face.
Thank you so much for being part of the program again, Rick. Great job. I guess our final show will be on July 12th, and that will be the Monday after the conclusion of the Smallest Winter competition in conjunction with your bodybuilding and fitness show. And so we will see indeed who Fort Wayne's Smallest Winter is. That will do it. Once again, for more information for Fort Wayne Smallest Winter, you can go to the website. There also is a link right here on IndianasNewsCenter.com. For all of our guests, my name is Kent Horman. Thank you for joining us. Good night.